stand by. We'll start rolling and be back with you shortly. Here we go.
Hey guys.
You're on.
Hey, my name is Devin Quesenberry. Today I'll be speaking to you about Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 29. While you're turning there, I just want to bring you up to speed with where we're at. This book is actually a account of Moses' last three sermons. The first one, it's his last three sermons, his transferring of leadership to Joshua, and his final song to blessing and blessing to Israel. The first two sermons deal with the history of God's salvific work of leading Israel out of Egypt and out of slavery. And then the second sermon deals with actually the law, and what we'll be focused on today is the covenant made in the desert of Moab, or the Moabian covenant. So my proposition to you today is that in Deuteronomy 29:29, we find two principles about the ownership of revelation and what we as Christians are to do with the part that we own. So if you'll follow along in the verse, it says, "The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law." My first point and the first principle of our proposition today is that unrevealed revelation belongs to God. Unrevealed revelation belongs to God. Now, the first section is the secret things belong to God. What is a secret? Well, if I asked you what a secret is, you would probably say that something that you don't know, or that it's special knowledge that someone else has that you don't. I would say that both of those answers are correct, but a secret is merely something unknown to someone else. If you look at the phrase by itself, the only other time this phrase is going to be used is actually in Daniel 2:22, when Daniel is thanking God for revealing some things to him. So a secret is just something that's unknown to us that can be revealed or may not be revealed. The next part of that, the first section, says that the unknown things belong to someone. So the verb here is informing us not only that there are secrets, that they exist, but they belong to us, or they belong to someone. Okay? But who is the owner? Right here it says that the Lord our God is the owner of the unknown secrets. He's the God of the Israelites, the God of the Gentiles, and the one who is their creator. To many of you, the fact of things that we don't know belong to God might seem kind of random and irrelevant, but let's take a moment to picture ourselves as the Israelites. Let's pretend I'm Moses, just with a shorter beard, and you guys can be all the full congregation. And we've just spent 40 years in the desert. We don't have to cook or clean dishes because it rains down food every morning. Our shoes didn't wear out. In addition, we're led by like a pillar of fire and a pillar of cloud. And just all of these unexplainable things are happening to us. And to be short, a lot of what normally happens is just simply not happening. So I would have a lot of questions too if all this was going on as a part of my normal everyday life. So let's think about why he would own these secrets, why they don't know these things. And this is not listed in the text, but because it's a comparison, it can kind of be inferred. It's the purpose that God owns secrets. Well, we focus a lot on this, Revelation, when we talk about the different views on Revelation, and we talk about understanding our spiritual gifts. You guys all know that from theology class. But the point of those things is that they belong to God. They're not our possession. So who are we to ask for those things to be revealed to us? That's just observation of this text. But instead, let's focus on the second part of the sentence. It says, "But the things that are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all of the works and all the words of this law." So my second point is that revealed revelation belongs to mankind. Okay. We've spoken earlier that secrets exist. We're also now speaking and pointing out the fact that secrets exist and revealed things that we know exist. So some of those secrets have been revealed. And you can tell that, first of all, by the conjunction "but" that introduces this passage, makes it a comparison. And moving on, it says the things are revealed. Well, let's go back to our walk in the shoes of the Israelites. What has been revealed? Okay, they've been in the desert. They've been wandering for 40 years. So what is Moses pointing out that's revealed? Well, at the end of this section, if you go back to all of chapter 29, he's speaking another covenant with them, and he's actually making or reiterating a covenant that was made earlier in their Exodus, actually in the book of Exodus. But this is sort of a reiteration of that. So you just have to realize that this is actually Moses saying that this covenant I'm making with you is actually something that has been revealed. So just like secret things have an owner, revealed things have an owner, and it says that they belong to us and to our children. So they have been given to us and to our children. And if you actually look in the original language of this, you won't even see the word belong. It just seems to be just there, or as if someone added it. But let's do an illustration. I want you guys to pretend I have $20. I don't actually own $20 right now, so you'll have to pretend. But let's say I've split it into $1 bills and gave you each $1, okay? Now with that dollar, I've handed them out to you. I wouldn't say, this dollar belongs to me and I'm giving it to you. It now belongs to you, MJ, or to you, Joel, or to you, Ethan. So when I give that to you, I might just say, this dollar, MJ, this dollar, Ethan, this dollar, Tim. I don't have to tell you that it's going from my ownership to yours because I have just given it to you. It's obvious fact. And that's what's happening here in this passage, is that he's just given the dollar away. Now, God has given us much more than $1 and much more than $20, but who did he give it to? Look back to the verse, you'll see that says he actually gave it to our children and to us. Now, the things that are revealed belong to us, but you might think that because this is Old Testament and we're a New Covenant people, that they actually don't actually belong to us as a New Covenant people. If you refer back to the previous page in verse 14 and 15, it says, it's not with you alone that I'm making this sworn covenant, but with whoever is standing here with us today before the Lord, and with whoever is not here today. It applied to more than just the Israelites then, and because this is a reiteration of a previous law and a previous covenant God made with Israel, it could apply to us today. So it applies to all people. Now the next word is, how long does it apply to us? It belongs to us forever, for eternity, for every single day, day in and day out. And we're told that not only does it belong to us, but we're told the reason that it's been given to us. And the reason that it's given to us is right in the last part of this verse. It says, that we may do all the words of this law. Now, in considering that section, God's invested much more than $1 in us. We've already said that. For Israel, it was saving their entire nation from slavery, and for us, it was saving us from our slavery to sin. So he has given us that as a possession. It belongs to us. Now, this is an unpopular teaching in a way, because when I give you $1, you want to say it belongs to you. It totally was yours. But because it previously belonged to me, I may ask you to do something with the $1. And just like that $1 and what God has done with us, he's asked us to take it and use it for something. And he says that we may do all the words of this law, that we may use the $1 for the purpose that he intended. So we are responsible for that, and that's the unpopular teaching, is that we are responsible to use the $1 as God has given it to us, to use the law as he has given it to us. So to conclude this morning, we talked about two different principles that come from owning revelation, that secret things belong to God, and that revealed things belong to us and our children. I said before that Moses called the things that have been entrusted to us a blessing and a curse. And we're responsible for that, what he's given us, and that is part of the blessing and also part of the curse. So to conclude, I want to use the words of Moses this morning in chapter 30. And this is just a great way to explain what reason we are owning the things revealed and what reason God owns the secret things. He says, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, I command you today, by loving the Lord your God, by walking in his ways and keeping his commandments and his statutes, his rules, then you shall live and multiply, and the Lord God will bless you in the land you're entering to take possession of it. But if your heart turns away and are drawn away to worship gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. Therefore, choose life, that you and your offspring may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying his voice, and holding fast to him. For your life and length of the days, that you may dwell in the land that the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Okay, Dev, total time is 10 minutes and 5 seconds, so you didn't have any problem with time.